Okay, next step building this rod is, once this glue is dry and this handle is secure, then what we need to do is mark out our guide spacing so we can place the guides up on the rod blank. A few ways to do that. The way I do it is MHX has a nice chart here for spinning rods, casting rods, center pin rods, fly rods, everything. But you find your blank model, find your blank model number. You're going to do a spinning rod. Find your number, and it marks out every space for the guide. So I've already done that. I found the spine on the front end, and you can see my little white marks there. I went ahead and did it from the tip all the way down, so I got everything marked. And now what we need to do is prep the guides a little bit. The way I do that is I got a work sharp knife sharpener, and take a bigger one here. I've already prepped them. You want to, if I can focus that in a little bit, but you just want to prep that foot right there so your thread has a nice ramp to walk up onto the guide foot. I just kind of smooth it down, like I said, where it makes a nice transition as the thread walks up onto the guide foot. So anyway, I got 12 guides here I need to dress up, and then we'll be ready to get started on wrapping these guides on the blank. So I'm gonna finish this up and we'll kick this on once I get back on the workbench. Okay, I kind of got started with my thread wrapping here. This is the top section of the rod, and what this gentleman wanted was a pattern kind of like that. So this is where your joint is on the rod. You give it a little bit of extra strength there, and then there's the what it's going to look like. So I got 12 of these guides to put on. I'll get this set up on a tripod and show you how I went about wrapping these up. Like I said, I'm not a professional, but this is the way I do it, and it's been working for me, and I'll show you how I do it. Okay, that's a little tricky getting that camera put up there, but got my guide here. I don't know how the video is going to turn out. I'll probably zoom in on my hands, but all I do is set my guide on there. I got my mark from measuring earlier. I make a little mark on the guide width, and then I measure 1/2 centimeter. Then that gives me my start for my red here. What I'm doing is a size A under wrap, and that allows the size D over wrap to go right on top of it without biting in and splitting the thread. So it's set up here. Like I said, this is how I do it. There's a lot of ways to do it, I think, but it's all basically the same. I get my thread started on the bigger side of the rod, give it a few wraps, and then straighten it up. Come on. Start over here. Once over, flip it over itself, give it a few wraps. Usually about 5 wraps to bite down on that thread, lock it in. And then we start wrapping. And I see where my center of my guide is. That's where I want to put the white, black, white bands. So I will lock this red off. Like that. A little slack. Drop that thread through your pull through. Pull it through. Give it a good snug tug. Clip it off. Then we go for the white. Trim off my tag end. And this is, I don't even know what they call it, an inlay, I guess. So I'll inlay a little piece of black. One, two, three, four, 5. And I clip this off. Then I want to pull this back under just a little bit, nice and easy. Hide that up. And I'm going 10 wraps on the white. So I'll slide this over. And just wrap this over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pull it to the right, bite down on it with the white, and then I just slowly pack this in. Three, 4, 5. Give the white a good tug. Pack it in. Trim it off. Then we will start the red on the other side. stack it up, and then just to make sure, get a measurement on this red. It's about 1.5. Make a little mark. Just a little tug on there. So that's the under wrap. And I'll just kind of move along here fast too, so you. if you noticed, but I try and keep all my pull-throughs on one side of the blank, usually the bottom, where they're not seeing them as they come through. This one here, it's a spinning rod, so I didn't put them on the bottom, I put them on the side. That way they're all kind of on one side. It doesn't matter where they're at for functionality, but just for looks. And then this gentleman that wants this rod, lives in Utah. He's a big Utah Utes fan, so this rod's kind of themed after that, but which you'll see as we go along here. But anyway, now I'll put the guide on. So I'll line it up with my spine on the rod. Set this in place. Make sure I got the right one here. Yeah. And they sell little rubber bands and all kinds of stuff to hold these on, but this masking tape works just fine. Okay, so now I'll go to the D side thread. Take this tape off. Just want to keep her packed nice and tight. And that's it. And these guides you can still move for alignment once we get them all on here. I'll put the rod together, take a look down it, make sure they're all in line before we put finish on it. But anyway, that's how I do it. I don't think there's any wrong or right way. There might be an easier way, but that's it. So I got 2 on here now. There's 12 guides total. 10 more to do, and then we'll kick this back up. I'll get the 10 guides on, and then down on the handle, or above the handle, I always do a little decorative wrap, and he's got a decal he wants to put on it. So I'll show you how we do that when we get to that part.